Hello and welcome students. Let us solve these problems from question number 8. Differentiate the following with respect to x. We have to differentiate these functions with respect to x. There are 6 questions. I will solve few of these. The remaining you will solve. So to begin with, let's start with the first one. I write here let y equals to sine inverse of 4 sine of x plus 5 cos of x divided by root of 41, square root of 41. One thing to be remembered here is never ever try to differentiate directly. Suppose I start writing, if I start differentiating this at this stage itself, if I write differentiating with respect to x, I am going to be in a deep trouble. You know what? It will be d by dx of y equals to d by dx of sine inverse of this bracket. Okay, then I will go for the next step, and the next step, as you all know, we will have to recognize this function. What function is this? So the function is sine inverse of f of x. Why f of x? Because we are differentiating with respect to x, but the variable of the function is not x. This is not sine inverse x. You don't have variable of sine inverse function as x. It is this function, that is 4 sine of x plus 5 cos of x divided by root of 41. So this being d by dx of sine inverse f of x, its derivative will be, it will be 1 upon square root of 1 minus this square into d by dx of this thing. Now here you have 4 sine x plus 5 cos x upon square root of 41, which you will have to square, and here also you have 4 sine x plus 5 cos x divided by square root of 41. See students, it's going to be difficult doing this. I don't say it is impossible. Mathematically it is possible, but then it is difficult. We have got another simpler way of solving this. Then why should we go for this? You understand? So what I will do is, I will first try to simplify this function so that I can differentiate it easily. I want to tell you something here for this function. These all problems, if you observe them closely, they all fall in one single type. They all are of one type of problem. So see here why they all are of one type. Look at the constant which is multiplied with, look at the number which is multiplied with sine x. It is 4. And here you have with cos x you have 5. Okay, now what I want you to do is, you square 4, you square 5, write the square of 4, write the square of 5, and add them. So you notice that 4 square plus 5 square is equal to 16 plus 25, which is equal to 41. And look at the denominator. If you square denominator, it is again square root of 41, which is 41. Square root of 41 square, which is 41. So you notice that in this question, inside the bracket, this number square plus this number square is equal to denominator number square. And it is true for all these questions. You can check here. Look at this. This is square root of 3. So square of this is 3. And here you have 1. So square of 1 is 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and square of 2 is 4. Same thing you have here. See, you got 1 cos root x. Forget about this angle of cos. It could be root x. Like here you have the angle as root x. You have the angle here as root x. And here you have sine, root x again with sine. Then here see the angle has changed. 3x, 3x. The angle here is e raised to x, e raised to x. That is all okay. See the angle here is 2 raised to x, 2 raised to x. You don't have to worry about the angle. What I am asking you to look at is, look at the coefficient of cos and sine in the numerator. The coefficient of cos here is 1 and the coefficient of sine here is 1. The sum of squares of these coefficient is equal to the square of the denominator. That is true in each and every case. 1 square plus 1 square is equal to root 2 square. 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. 3 square plus 2 square is equal to root 13 square. Now here you might be thinking that this is in denominator. Don't worry, it is cosec inverse, so it is in denominator. You know cosec inverse of, cosec inverse of x is sine inverse of 1 upon x. So whatever you have with cosec inverse x, you have to write sine inverse and reciprocal of that thing. So this will become, what it will become, students, it will become sine inverse and this will go in numerator. So when you do that, when you take this in numerator, again you notice that 6 square plus 8 square is equal to 10 square. So this thing is very important. It all, because of this, it all fall in one simple category. This is one type of problem. So I solve, if I solve two or three problems from this, you will be able to solve the rest of the problems. It's going to be very simple. So I start with the first one. The first one here is, I start with the first one, sine inverse of 4 sine x plus 5 cos x upon root 41. You know, because of this, what happens is, next step, if I'm writing, see here, what will be the next step? The next step, I write y equals to sine inverse of, and I split the denominator. So this will become 4 upon root 41 times sine x plus 5 upon root 41 times cos x. Now what I notice is, if, since these three numbers are special numbers, that is the sum of square of these two is equal to square of this denominator can be considered as the denominator can be considered as the, it can be considered as the hypotenuse of the, it can be considered as hypotenuse of a right angle triangle. So see, this can be considered as root 41, this is 4 and this is 5. So if I take this as theta, if I take this as theta, see what will be sine theta from this? Sine theta will be 4 upon root 41. You understand, students? Sine theta will be 4 upon root 41 and cos theta will be 5 upon root 41. So because of that, what happens, you know, this will be put as sine theta and this will be put as cos theta. Okay. One more thing, here I took this as theta. There is no compulsion for that. You know, you could have taken, instead of this theta, if you had taken this as theta, if you had taken this as theta, what would have become? Then opposite to this is 5. So sine theta would have been 5 upon root 41 and cos theta would have been 4 upon root 41. What I want to tell you is, these three being very special numbers, they are Pythagorean triplets. When you split the denominator, I repeat, when you split the denominator, then you will get two ratios. Like here you are getting 4 upon root 41 and 5 upon root 41. Now from these two ratios, if you consider one as sine theta, the other becomes cos theta. If I take this as sine theta, then automatically this becomes cos theta. And if I take this as cos theta, then this will become sine theta. So you don't have to worry about that. You know, and you don't have to even draw the triangle. No, drawing triangle and all is not necessary. You can write it directly. No need to draw the triangle. This is a very simple concept. You can write it directly. So the next step I will write is, see here outside I have sine inverse. So you know what I do? I write let, I write here, let 5 upon root 41 equals to sine of theta. Therefore 4 upon root 41 is equal to cos theta. What I did was, I took this as sine theta. You will know in a while why I did that. I am taking this as sine theta. So when I take this as sine theta, see what will become. What will happen to this equation now? Okay, so this will become, therefore Therefore, we get what we get, students. We get y equals to sine inverse of cos theta sine x plus sine of theta cos x. I hope you understand what's going on here. This is cos theta and this one is sine theta. So the next step, what happens is, say this is y equals to, let me write this properly now. So sine inverse of, let me write this step, this one first. So sine theta cos x plus cos theta sin x, and inside the bracket you notice it is sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So what it is, students, it is sine of a plus b formula. This is compound angle formula, sine of theta plus x. Got that, students? Is that clear to you? Okay, now you know sine inverse of sine something is equal to that thing. See, sine inverse and sine. So these two are inverse function of each other. So as you know, if you have inverse function of each other, if you have two functions which are inverses of each other, then they nullify each other's effect. Whatever this does, this will undo it. So sine inverse of sine of theta plus x will be simply theta plus x. You got that, students? And what was theta, dear students? Theta you can write from this or this. Either of this you can write. So I will write theta as sine inverse of 5 upon root 41. So here I will get, therefore y equals to sine inverse of 5 upon root 41. Sine inverse of 5 upon root 41 is theta. I'm substituting for this 5 upon square root of 41. Okay, and plus x, this x is as it is. Now you can understand how simple this has become. You just compare what was the y in this case, what was y given, and after simplifying what y has become. Okay, I will write here differentiating with respect to x, and then I will get d by dx of y equals to d by dx of this thing, sine inverse of 5 upon square root of 41 plus x. Now you know d by dx of this will be 0 because it is a constant. There is no x in this. You understand this? D by dx of sine inverse of 5 upon root 41 is 0 and d by dx of x is 1. The answer is 1. The final answer is 1. You can again replay the video and check this out. Thank you.